Of all the fashion icons who've prowled the cobbled catwalk, one name stands out above all others.
The ultimate style icon is Bet.
Oh, I mean, it's got to be Bet.
Bet Lynch was classic.
Bet.
Just always looked absolutely amazing.
Big hair, big gob, big earrings, big fashion.
Bet Lynch first stuck her head in the Rovers' return back in 1966. She played a pushy girl from the new clothes factory over the road, and the writers never forgot her. 4 years later, she was brought back without the overalls and curlers, and the Rovers became her territory. It was as if she'd been born to it.
I came from a very similar background. My parents had had a pub in the back streets of Harewood for many years. So the observation that I'd been able to absorb before coming into Coronation Street stood me in very, very good stead.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mrs. Walker.
Good heavens! Oh, God, blimey.
That is a sensational dress, Bet.
I never knew you had any dresses like that, honey. Bet, you've got it on back to front.
Big, blonde and brassy, Bet Lynch became a street legend, thanks in no little part to the clothes she wore and the way she wore them.
Well, when Bet started at the Rovers, there was Annie Walker dressing like a queen and Bet dressing like a drag queen. And that's become sort of bigger and bigger, like the hair's become bigger and bigger and bigger. And you just have to say leopard print and you think of Bet.
Everyone involved in creating such a larger-than-life character clearly deserves credit, but there's no doubt who deserves the lion's share. Or should that be the leopard's share?
But the thing that Julie Goodyear did is she stamped on Bet in a very, very clear way by bringing in the beehive and the leopard skin and keeping to it to almost a point of destruction, so that every time you saw her, she was in leopard skin. I always remember the character once going on a cruise, and somehow Julie had found not just a leopard skin coat and hat, but matching suitcases. And a hat box, a leopard skin hat box. She probably had it made.
Her leopard skin and her low-cut blouses and her push-up bras, you know, will go down in history, and I think leopard skin will always be synonymous with Bet. You need to look at a piece of leopard skin and think of Bet Lynch.
If you go into a shop and they're selling leopard skin, I hear people saying, oh, that's a Bet Lynch. They don't call it leopard skin.
In the early days it was considered just a little bit naughty. But I thought there was something about it that was very right for Bet. And she became known for that touch of and even if you couldn't see it, you always sort of got the feeling that it might be underneath somewhere anyway. That little hint of leopard.
Now I like this.
Oh, those, they wash very well, madam.
Don't rush me.
A stickler for detail, Julie Goodyear trawled the markets around Manchester, trying to spot anything that would help her leopard stand out in the soap jungle.
It was a joy to be able to go out, you know, and find the bits and pieces, and at very, very affordable prices. And because of that, I think it made Bet much, much more believable to viewers. They knew exactly where she was coming from.
When Bet became landlady of the Rovers, it was time for another image change, though of course the leopard couldn't change too many of its spots.
Cigarettes couldn't be just hanging from one side of her mouth or whatever, which is when the cigarette holder came in. That was one of the things. And also, she needed to go upmarket. She went a bit Dallas Dynasty with the shoulder pads, etc. It sounds simple, but it isn't. It isn't, not to get it absolutely right.
Now a Coronation Street Secrets exclusive. Before your very eyes, the making of a soap icon. The expert touches that go into building the perfect Bet.
Evolving that character has taken 30, 40 years. I mean, it's growing all the time. And I know that Julie put an awful lot of work into it to create this look. Definitely looking in the streets of Manchester, going to the markets, even buying her own costume. But it's observation.
too much makeup, which is not flattering as you get older. But don't let just anybody see this, you know. She would paint the smile on, and the lashes and the sockets that were too dark. Just that bit too much. But somehow, like the illuminations in Blackpool, it worked. No, I actually don't want to wear it for myself. The makeup's on, I'm working. Did you give it a saucer of milk last night, Jane?
It's been fed and watered. Normally you'd set the piece beforehand because it saves time, and it saves all the abuse of Julie's hair. I think if we'd been setting her hair 5 days a week for 20, 30 years, she would be bald.
She likes a bit of glitter. See what I mean now about Blackpool illuminations? The earrings that Bet wore first began because children started to send them in by their bucket load. They were cheap, plastic, tacky, but they were right for Bet as a barmaid. A lot of Bet's look is locked in a certain era, and it doesn't matter because it still works. I'll be back.